I started watching their channel right before my guests first started dating, and I, like the rest of the world, fell in love with them right away. From cleanouts to yard and estate sales, they allow us to get a glimpse into the independent world that they created, a world where they call their own shots and encourage others to do the same. I am so excited to finally be talking to my favorite YouTube couple, and honestly, one of the hardest working YouTube couples that I do watch. And here to tell you how they live the dream and always, most importantly, have coffee before claims, it is Tucker Upper and Sammie J.
What's up, everyone?
Hi.
Guys, do you recognize the sign behind me?
Yeah, of course.
And Sammie,
How about it?
What torment did you go through trying to box that up, Sammie?
A lot.
We had to makeshift a box just for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a cool thing. We didn't want it to get ruined, though.
Well, now, how did you guys find it? Where did it come from?
So there was an estate sale, but it wasn't an estate. It was a staging company / like studio in Philadelphia, and they had a huge sale. And the one company that we still like to go to, because a lot of the estate sales around here are kind of brutal. Mm-hmm. Like they overprice stuff and just basically priced out people like us who are looking for a good deal.
Right.
But either way, this company has good sales. So we went to it, and they had all this really cool stuff there from staging events. Like they had the Oriental rug that was used when they did the Pope in Philadelphia. So it was the rug that he was walking on and talking on.
What?
All this kind of cool stuff there.
Wow.
But we got it there. Yeah, I forget what the company's called, but it's in like Chester, Philadelphia.
So how much does a rug that a Pope walks on go for?
It wasn't even that much. It was like $300.
Oh, come on.
But like, honestly, it didn't really have any value other than just like he walked on it before.
Oh,
I don't know.
That is insane. You guys do go to some pretty cool estate sales, though. I mean, the same thing is true here. I mean, there are some estate sales that are priced well, and some it's like, why am I even here?
It's terrible. That's brutal. But this was like a company that was like trying to get rid of all this stuff, so they allowed the company to just sell it for whatever.
Wow.
And basically threw out a lot of it. Like they were just going to throw the stuff out, and sadly, but like it was priced really low.
Wow.
Considering.
Well, thank you for the on-air sign.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. So they used it like as like a backdrop for like a live event, and then they never used it again. So like I think it was just made for that, and then just discarded basically into the warehouse for like however long, years probably.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Now,
Yeah.
before we hop into everything, you recently, both of you came back from a very exciting trip to California. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But coming back wasn't so exciting. I watched the video, and like, I don't even know how many other people, we all wanted to jump through the TV and give Sammie a big fat hug. You too, Tucker, but I mean, just watching, Sammie cry, it was just crazy. But I cannot imagine what was going through your minds. Just tell us about that. I want everybody to watch the video because it's pretty moving. But, I'm glad you guys are back safe and sound, but just tell us a little bit about that.
So people were saying that I was overreacting about it, but I was literally underreacting. But Sammie can tell because she was actually more upset about it than I was.
I mean, I don't like flying on planes to begin with. I've said this in maybe other videos, and I think I said it in that video, that I just don't like the idea of somebody else having control over my life. Like, I don't know the pilots. There's 2 pilots? I don't know them. And I'm like a little bit paranoid, though, like an overthinker, and it's like anything could happen. Like one of the pilots could have a heart attack, and like things just happen sometimes. So I'm already nervous, and like all those thoughts are always going through my head before I even get on the plane, while I'm on the plane, the whole ride. But this specific plane ride was probably the worst. The turbulence, usually it's like it happens when you take off and when you land, right? Mm-hmm. But this flight, it happened the whole time. And like it's always when like you hear the pilot over the loudspeaker saying, put your seatbelts on, like the seatbelt light comes on, and the turbulence, like it was just the whole ride, pretty much. And I don't know. I started crying when I called Paul, because Big Paul is the godfather of our cats, and that's who was watching our cats while we were in California for the short time that we were. And I just get emotional because our cats are really our kids. That we have 6 of them, so it's like if something did happen to me and Turner, it would like destroy their happy life that they have. I don't know if that sounds weird.
No, it doesn't, because you guys are parents to the cats. I mean, you're fur parents. It's just, you love them so much. And I get it, Sammie. I truly do. It's just, watching that was just so upsetting because we felt so bad for you guys. And I get it. We're on a plane once, so there was tons of turbulence flying in the air, and I'm like, what if we die? I have kids. And, you think of all of these things, and it's hard not to.
Yeah. And like, we're both 30 years old, and I guess it goes a little deeper. Like, you start thinking about how life is super short, and even though we live a really good life, it could just be done like that. And that is probably some of the reason why I was crying too. Like, I really don't have a will. Neither of us have a will written up. Like, that's not something that I mean, I've definitely thought about it the last time we were on a plane too, but I don't know.
Well, the great thing is you're back safe and sound, and you got something cool from the the Horror Story house or whatever. Oh,
yes. The paper. I still have to frame that.
And Sammie, honestly, I love how you just talk to everybody.
Because I don't know. I knew that some people are really shy, and like, I guess I can be too, not really, but it's just, if you open up to them, obviously they were there, then they'll open up to you, and then it makes for like good conversation.
Well, it was good awesome. Right. And it was just awesome to see you just going around to different people, taking the pictures of that family. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute.
Yeah. I love the Polaroid camera.
Those people that were there might not, I don't think they were going to stop until we started like waving to them, and then we were like filming with our camera. So then they turned around and came back. So like it makes them feel more comfortable if they see that we're comfortable there.
Was that the car that drove by first, and then they came? That was that orange car, right? And then they came back.
So, yeah, it was like red or orange. Yeah.
That's so fun. You were waving at them. You guys are so funny.
Well, because we knew they were there for the house. Why else would they drive down that street? There's like not much traffic on that area.
And I'm sorry, Tucker. You really shouldn't have gotten on that mattress. I was having a heart attack.
There were some bed buggies on there.
There better not have been.
I know.
But then somebody had mentioned, like, well, what if somebody just had dumped that mattress there knowing that people would think that it was fake blood, but really it was just a crime scene mattress?
Right.
And, like, everybody else would just be thinking, like, oh, it's a prop from the show, but really it wasn't. You know what I mean? I started thinking about it.
The PA or whatever she was with the production for American Horror Story that was there at the house working there with her crew, she went up to them and told them that it was from the movie, did she not? That's yeah, you're right, actually.
Oh, okay,
I forgot
good.
that she talked to the people that wanted to take it. I forgot about that.
All right, so there's a disclaimer. Thank you very much, because I'm like, why is he laying on that mattress? Oh my God, Tucker, get off it.
It was like a pretty new mattress, though, that had just been sitting there. I don't think it was ever used, really. Like, it looked nice.
They just spent like $2,000 on it and then used it once and just threw it out.
Isn't that crazy?
Some fake blood on it.
And this is why people like us go out thrifting and save things.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, if anybody's listening, the house is the murder house from the TV series American Horror Story, but it was also featured on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The X-Files, The Twilight Zone, the show Angel, and multiple other movies. So it's like a super famous house that back in the day a rich doctor had built, and then it looked so good for a movie, they just started using it over and over again.
Oh, that's cool.
And supposedly it is actually haunted, though, too, right?
Yeah, that's what people were saying. And they actually offered it on Airbnb a few years ago. It was like $1,100 just for one night, but there was like some YouTubers and people that had stayed in it. So you can, if you go online, you can look it up.
That would be kind of cool for you. No, Sammie, would you do it? You wouldn't do it.
The only thing is, okay, so I've never seen a ghost personally, but I am a spiritual person. I do believe in energies, and I feel like I would personally be vulnerable for something to possibly like attach to me. So I don't really like that type of stuff. And that's why we haven't really gone anywhere that's like that could possibly have some kind of negative, malevolent, like, spirit, because it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I got it. Now, the both of you have been hard at work on your channel for about 4 years, right? But before Sammie came into all of our worlds, Tucker was on his own, scrapping and doing cleanouts. Now, Tucker, you were also a YouTuber with your brothers, and we'll talk about that in a bit too. What made you go in that different direction and start your own channel to film scrapping and cleaning out people's houses?
Well, so going way back, we used to make videos with a high-8 camera and just film whatever, like stunts and stuff when we were kids. Literally, I was like maybe 7 years old or something.
Oh, wow.
And my brother would film me all the time. We have the tapes. I got to transfer them all.
Oh, that would be fun.
We started putting it, he was like really into it, Ben, my brother, who also does YouTube.
Yeah.
But he would transfer the videos from the high-8 tape to a VHS tape, and then he would cut sections of that from a VCR to another VCR.
Oh my god!
And then make like little edits that we could watch just at our house. Like, oh, let's put it together and make like a whole length movie. And then later, when like computers came along, well, obviously they were probably already there. We just didn't have them. But he would make DVDs, and before YouTube even existed, we would make the DVDs, and then we would print a whole bunch of them. And we would give them out to people that we knew. Like, we would go around actually and just like drop them in people's mailboxes that we knew. And then like around in our local area here in New Jersey, people would be like waiting for like the Nub DVD to drop or whatever. Like every year we would do a DVD.
Oh, wow.
And it was something that they would like play at like parties or whatever. But then I think it was like 2006, whatever, we started putting stuff on iTunes, and then eventually we went on YouTube because it was just the best platform to get this stuff out there, and didn't have to like print DVDs and spend a whole bunch of money. We could just put it on there, and if people wanted to watch it, they would. And I just always did stunts, loved doing stunts. I went to like a school to train for stunt work because I wanted to do it for movies.
Oh, wow.
And then like after a while, it wasn't really interesting to me anymore. Because like it's so easy to get hurt, and like I wasn't working professionally. So I still love doing stunts, but I don't do them anymore just because it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
But it just was like a natural progression into just filming my everyday life of what I like to do every day. And that's what we started doing. And then when I met Sammie, it just was like such a natural thing that wasn't like, I didn't have to force anything. We would just, grab the camera, and then it would just be like, we're allowing these people to basically step into our lives every day. And that just caught on, and a lot of people started liking that aspect of it instead of like planning something out so much to the point where it was like overproduced, kind of like the stunts were.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, where's the substance in this? It's kind of just like, they're doing too much almost. Then it was just like drop all that and just start filming like we used to when I was a kid. Just film her, film me, film our cats, and if people like it, they'll watch it. If not, they can go find something else to watch.
Right.
And then we just started making tons of videos, and that's where we are now.
I love it. I can't believe you were doing stunts for that long, though. That's crazy. And your brother was doing them on before digital.
It was just like home videos, though. It wasn't like we were fully doing stunts. It was like, yo, Tuck, jump off the half pipe into this pile of hay, and I'll just film it, and then we'll put that together with some skate footage that we got, and then some footage of my dad yelling at us to, clean up the yard or whatever. And then it would just be like a funny video, kind of like, I don't know, the best thing to compare it to would be like Bam Margera's videos when he was younger. Like something like that. It would be like Jackass or something, where you would have a mixture of like comedy mixed with like stunts and skateboarding. And we just had our own style, but eventually it became just the stunts. And then my brother is a professional surfer, so he just started doing surf videos, and I just started doing my own videos. And it just we split up from like always filming the stunts, and then we just kind of let that channel just stay. It's on there still, but we haven't uploaded on it in a long time.
It's still there, and it's so funny. You guys, there's almost 200,000 subscribers, and I saw the comments going, okay, you guys going to upload another video? Like, when are you going to upload another video? Do you guys think you'll do something, maybe? Like, what, like a comeback, a reunion or something?
We did actually do a reunion thing where we all met up, because there was a bunch of other people involved too. Mm-hmm. The horse, who's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and he would always come and film with us, but he has like a channel and stuff, but he's just been doing tons of different things too with his life. Like he trains like people in gymnastics now. That's his thing. So like it kind of just was like it dissipated on its own, and then it's just like I don't think we'll ever do it again because it's not who I am anymore.
Yeah,
and it's not who my brother is anymore. It's just build off of your past, but don't feel like you have to go back to that. I mean, it doesn't define me at this point. No,
you're absolutely right. And it definitely was, like you said, a natural progression is what it sounds like. And we have to give a shout out to your brother, Ben Gravy. Like he's, oh my gosh, the sponsorships and all of the subscribe. Like it's crazy what he's built for himself as well.
Yeah, and it's just like the same thing. Like we were really into the Nub TV thing because it allowed us to be very creative, and we worked together to make like these videos that we really cared about. But he has always surfed, and what I do on my channel now is something that I've always done. Like I've always been a thrifty person, always loved going to flea markets. I always picked trash, and I used to have yard sales when I was really young at my parents' house. Just with the stuff that I found in the trash. So like for me and him, it's kind of like we've always done what we're still doing. So just continue doing it. I mean, it's kind of hard because there's so many other people on YouTube that are grasping for the authenticity of you or of me or of Sammy. Like they're doing what we're doing because they want to get views, not because they love doing it. And it's kind of like degraded the community online because it's almost like, how do you know who's real and who's fake? Because everybody just wants views and that's all they care about. It's not like they started doing this and it's been their whole life. And now they're to this point because that's just where they ended up. It's like, no, they thought about it so much and turned it into a business to the point where like the whole internet's fake. I don't know.
Can I just tell you though, Tucker, you and Sammy, I mean, your true followers, we know it's real. This is your life. And this is why I love you guys so much and this is why I took the time to put, everything together. I love you guys. You're authentic. This is your life. And you are giving us the honor to come into your life. So you can tell, and I probably have an idea of maybe one of the people you're talking about. They're completely staged. I get it, but I don't watch them because I don't want to see that. I want to see what you guys do. I'm interested in you as people, and that's the whole thing about YouTube. It's about you, and people can, sift out the shit, basically, right? I think so.
Yeah, it's kind of like, reality TV hit really hard in the 2000s, and it was cool because in the beginning people were like, wow, this is real. It's not like a stage show. But then eventually everybody found out that, Storage Wars is fake. All these shows are fake. They're non-scripted, but every single scenario is completely set up. Mm-hmm. So then they started turning to YouTube and being like, well, I don't want to watch a fake show that they're feeding to me as real. Yeah. I want to watch real people's lives, really. So then they go on YouTube, and then all of a sudden they have all these people that are just faking their YouTube channels. And it's like, well, I turned to YouTube because I was over that, and now you're feeding me this BS anyway. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
No, it is crazy. And I totally get what you're saying, but you guys are being true to who you are, right, Sammy? I mean, this is you, and let's talk to you, Sammy, for a minute. So you have progressed, and I don't want to put it in a weird way, but watching you from the beginning, I mean, in that first video, you were smoking cigarettes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Newports.
Oh, my God. That is so funny. Newport 100s or just Newports?
Either one.
And, you know, to the person that you are today, you're modeling, you are, you know, out there, and I have to bring it up with cats. I mean, just you guys drive around with cat food in your car. I mean, you're always, whenever you stop, oh, we got to go feed the Kikis. We got to, oh my gosh, get the food out. Even in California, you know, you're like, oh, Tucker said there's a cat at the house. And you're like, oh, get the food out.
Sucker. I love cats. I don't know. I mean, I do know why it is, but that's just a very long story. But I don't know. I love cats, so I have to have cat food on hand, you know.
But even in your rental car,
way different.
Even in your
different.
Yeah, and even in your rental car, you were carrying around cat food, which I thought was great. But it's so you. Now,
it's funny. We had that left over too, and we ended up when we dropped the rental car back off. I guess they have like a pile of stuff because obviously everybody usually has like stuff left over that they can't bring on the plane. So I told him, I was like, you know, if you guys have any stray cats around here, here's a huge bag of cat food.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, they took the food, and he said someone will take it home, and they took all the other stuff, like the leftover, like water bottles and the drinks and everything from all the cars. They took all our stuff. It's pretty cool, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, very cool.
Just like at the airport, what do they do with all that stuff they make you take out of your luggage and you can't take with you?
They keep it. I know they do.
So mad at that.
I know, me too. That happened to me one time. I bought like all this new shampoo.
Yeah, thank you.
All this nice stuff, and then they just took it.
Yeah, because I was dumb. I'm not a traveler. We don't go anywhere. And the one time we did, I'm like, wait a minute, that's like $50 worth of stuff. And they just, no, sorry. Can't take, no.
Yeah, she took it, and she was using it that night.
Oh, son of a.
Yeah.
Oh, my
She was so happy, though, because that was good quality stuff.
She was so happy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
I would have been using it, too, though. We take stuff out of people's houses we clean out and use it.
I know.
Yeah, I take the paper towels, the laundry detergent, if it's good, everything.
Hey, why not? You're there doing it.
$12 richer.
That's right. Now, the thrifting thing, guys. Tucker, you said you've always had that in your blood. And your mom has, you know, she's into antiquing and thrifting and all of that. Sammie, what about you? Do your parents or, you know, was anyone in your family into thrifting and antiquing?
So, like, I was raised by my dad, so a male. So I always had to be thrifty. Like, he wasn't taking me out to, like, the nice stores and, like, buying me whatever I wanted. Sometimes, maybe. But I always had to be thrifty.
So,
always. And my dad denies, like, trash picking and stuff like that, but I remember going trash picking when I was younger.
Yeah, then it was true. It was true. You know, it's funny. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but I got to tell you, there's some nice pieces in my house from somebody else's trash.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie. Hey, they're throwing it out. Why am I not going to take that?
Exactly. It's recycling.
We're saving it from the landfill.
Exactly.
I mean, we just found like a Pottery Barn solid wood dresser in the trash.
Oh, my God.
And obviously the guy had like a really nice Mercedes, like, I don't know what they are. They look like Land Rovers in his driveway. So we were just like, oh, well, he just has a lot of money. So he probably just got a new dresser just because he felt like it. Either way, it was $1,100.
Oh, my God.
And we took it back, and then our friend bought it off of us, but he was like so excited, and it was a nicer dresser than any one of us would have ever bought. And it was out of the trash. So like, I don't know. It's insane.
Pottery Barn. I mean, a piece of furniture. I can't even imagine what that. You said $1,100. I'm not going to go spend $1,100 on a dresser. It's just not happening.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? But like, out of the trash, it's like, it's a nicer piece than we would buy, or mostly anybody would know would buy. Just because it's in the trash doesn't make it less valuable.
That's right. Absolutely. And you guys are in Summers Point, New Jersey. So you always go to the beach town and you go trash picking there. What's one of the best things you've gotten out of the trash at the ocean houses?
Ooh. I feel like our whole house is furnished with like either trash picked or like people have given it to us.
Hey.
So I'm like trying to think.
It's all good.
The best trash pick, I don't know if it was the most valuable, but it was, we found a 1980s Tony Hawk skateboard that we found out was a board that somebody had won in a contest. So they never released it to skate shops ever. It was a contest won board.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody had just put it to the curb because they were probably like, oh, this is Johnny's board from back in the day. This is garbage. But I ended up selling it for like over $600 on eBay, which it's probably worth easily probably double that. And it's just going to become more valuable over time. And I will say, looking back, I shouldn't have sold it, but it is what it is. If you need the money, you just sell the stuff. And we met Tony Hawk last year, and he's the most authentic celebrity that I've ever met. Coolest guy in the world. So nice to us. So that made the board even more valuable in my mind, because it's like one of my childhood heroes didn't let me down. So it's like, I could see why his stuff becomes valuable.
Yeah.
He's that cool.
Yeah, fully lived up to his name.
That is
super cool guy.
That makes it so much nicer when people are nice to you.
Yeah.
And you
cool.
And you both are skateboarders. Now, did you guys hear that skateboarding is actually going to be part of the Olympics?
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
It's really it's mind blowing though, because like when I was even a kid, which we're not that old,
right.
Skateboarding was kind of looked down upon as like, oh, these punk skateboarders skating by my house. Like the neighbor would call the police on us every day because we were skateboarding out front. And then fast forward 20 years later, it's an Olympic sport. It's
right.
That's crazy.
No, they're smart though, because like I wouldn't watch the Olympics. I'm not really like into like sports, but I would definitely watch skateboarding.
Oh yeah. I mean, because when I was a kid, because I'm much older than you guys, I used to watch the Olympics because really we had 3 TV channels to choose from. So when the Olympics came on, the winter and the summer, that's what you did. You watched the Olympics. But now, and so I haven't really watched it since I became an adult and had kids and all of that stuff. And I just never was interested anymore. But I will tell you, I will watch skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now, Tuck, your dad, Sasquatch. We all know him as Sasquatch. He is so funny. Why does he not have his own channel?
We could never believe why he wouldn't. Like, we've been telling him for years he needs to.
Oh, he has to. Him and your mom together. Like, your mom balances him for sure, but he is so friggin' funny.
I was just telling him, like, well, he has a decent amount of money. Like, he should just hire a camera guy. Mm-hmm. And if he has to put out money for the first, like, 3 months, eventually it'll turn the other way and he'll start making money off it. If he just had somebody with a really good camera that was, like, mic'd up, following him around and just filming the funniest stuff of him.
It's so true.
He would become famous on YouTube, no doubt.
Oh, in a minute. Literally in a minute he would. Does he want to do it? Does he want to do it, or is that holding him back? Because that should not hold him back.
No, he doesn't want anything to do with it. He just likes what he does.
He totally should. But anyway, all right. So we're not going to get Sasquatch his own channel, but maybe now that it's out in the universe, who knows? But
there was this one producer guy that was trying to make these shows about us.
Yeah.
He made like a couple pilots and stuff. He's from New York. And he would always try to be like, all right, like, we're going to get you your own show on HGTV. Like, to my dad, like, my dad was his favorite character by far, obviously. But he always would joke about it, but then, like, be serious. Like, we should do it. Like, why don't we, like, you buy houses and pick them up. Like, kind of like one of those shows. But then have my dad's, like, personality, too, as part of it.
It would be I don't know why he wouldn't do it.
It's hilarious.
He is hilarious. Now, there was one video you did, and you're filming your dad. And I don't know why Wawa hasn't sponsored you guys yet, because I never even knew what Wawa was until I started watching the both of you. And you give them so many plugs. I'm like, your faces should be on their signs. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah, how funny would that be?
Or even on their coffee cups.
It's funny because Wawa is like Pennsylvania-based store.
Yeah.
And they've moved into like New Jersey, Delaware, and like now Florida and stuff. But they own every store. So it's not like you know what I mean? It's not a franchise. So like they grow as the company grows. It's kind of crazy. Because like if they put Wawas anywhere in California and Texas, anywhere, people would go to it like crazy. But it's just like they don't want to do that. They're just slowly just building stores. Not that slow, but
All right,
crazy, yeah.
maybe
It's a
you
East Coast thing.
maybe you should at least get your faces on their coffee cups. Something.
I mean, my dad needs to. He's probably spent a couple $100,000 there just buying coffee.
He
every
buys
year.
like 4 cups of Wawa coffee a day.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. No, Tucker, when you started your channel, you basically did the videos alone. And then, of course, we have Sammie J, who we all love. She enters this brand new world. And like you said before, you both are putting your life on film. You're bringing us into your world. So, Sammie, what was it like for you to not only meet the guy of your dreams, who is now your husband, but to begin living a life that's independent of the 9 to 5?
It's like, I just feel like it's so much better. Like, I feel like couples, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, it's like, it's a different type of life. Because, like, obviously, when you're working with your significant other, you're together all the time.
Right.
So, like, there's arguments, obviously, because in reality, we're business partners as well.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we understand everything that each other is going through, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like,
yeah.
if I thought about it before, like, if me or Turner just got, a regular 9 to 5 job, we wouldn't really be connected like we are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it had to have been very difficult because I would imagine you guys work harder because you're basically living 24/7, editing, producing, creating. You have your house, you have your cats, you have each other. You are literally doing a full circle every single day you're working, no matter what.
It's so tiring, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like obviously the diehard viewers, they know, especially people who, do similar things to us, they know what goes into it because it's not like we film every single aspect. Like, we try not to put a lot of the brutalness of what we do in the videos because that's just not what people want to see. They want to see the, the primed and prepped, like the finished product. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know. It's really tiring.
You put so much more value in doing something that is going to totally benefit you, though, than you would working for someone else.
Right.
So to work 80 hours a week for yourself is different than working even 20 hours a week for someone else. Mm-hmm. Because the value of it goes so much higher.
Absolutely.
It is more rewarding for sure.
Well, and you guys do keep it on the positive side because when you just said, you do have your arguments, I would never even imagine you did, to be quite honest with you. Because
I know. Well, we really don't that much. That's the weird thing because, I don't know, both of us have grown so much since we even met each other that no matter what we fight about, because it could be the dumbest thing, like it literally could be like, I told him not to, after he toasts bread, wipe up the crumbs because the ants are getting crazy. It's starting to get hot out. He doesn't do it. Like, I might get mad about that, but at the end of the day, life is so short. It's like, why the hell do I care about those crumbs? It's not a big deal.
You know
what I mean?
I get mad about crumbs too, though. No, I get it. Like, I'll say that to Al. Why didn't you clean up? You took out the toaster. Can you wipe up the crumbs? It's a
Stop it, both of you. I can't.
Also, like the reversing of the socks. Like, I do the laundry, and it's like just when you have to fold. I feel like I do like 5 loads of laundry a day. I don't know how mothers do it or fathers. Like with like 3 kids, like the loads of laundry because there's only 2 of us. Well, and all the cats and their blankets, but it's just. But at the end of the day, we know where we stand, and it's like, we love each other. That's my partner. I'll be with them for the rest of my life. Like, sometimes you just have to remind yourself, like, it's it's nothing.
Right. And it's not worth fighting over the little things. Just some days, I think, as women, Sammie, I mean, we just do. And we can't help it. It's just.
Yes. The women have more stuff going on internally. So, you know, everybody's got an attitude. Women, for sure.
You know? Yeah. So it's a couple of days out of the month. I'm not a very nice person, but you know what? He can handle it. It's been over 33 years, so it's all good. Now,
exactly. I'll warn him too. I'll be like, no, it's about to be that time of the month. So if I act crazy, just give me a break.
Yeah, or just go take a ride.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Not me either.
Me neither.
Through one ear out the other, so it's cool.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, what is the story of how you both met?
Okay, we can tell it. It's not that exciting, really, but we have met each other through acquaintances a few times over the years. We had a common friend. His name's Nikolai, and he's. I'm not going to say anything too crazy, just in case he sees it. We just saw him. He lives in California. We just saw him, but he was a really good friend of both of us. So we crossed paths at his house a few times, but never like more than a minute of just like, hey, what's up? But so we kind of knew each other in that way. And then like, I don't know how long ago this is, 2017.
2017.
I was writing the movie that we're now filming, actually. Same movie. I was writing it. And I had asked Sammie if she wanted to be a character in the movie. And then she just like responded, yeah, sure, that sounds, pretty cool. And then she just like forwarded her number to me, just like to when we start filming or whatever. And then we just didn't think about it after that. I didn't like text her or call her or anything. But then like a month later or something, I messaged her and I said, would you want to go shoot some photographs? And I didn't know what she was going through at the time, and where she was in her life, which was not a good place at all. See, I hadn't even seen her for probably 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Before that, I didn't know her really at all. Even then, I had only ever like met her.